Hey y'all, it's your bud, ABT Pro, and we're back in the studio. I haven't done a vlog in a long time. I almost forgot how to do them. But we're back in the studio right now, and I got a new table here. I've been extremely busy, so I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Now, I've been extremely busy. I'm actually not having a Christmas this year, basically. Um, uh, I don't have time, unfortunately, but, I could use a break, and I'll tell you why. So, I've been working on a project, been trying to get that done. I moved my two iMacs back into this room here, and so I'm recording off the 27-inch, and I think this was a 21 next to it. And then my old computers, and I gotta pay homage, y'all. I gotta do this. My old computers that's my G4, and there's my G3 right here. And I'll tell you how old these computers are. They still have these stickers on it that Marissa had given to me when she was a little girl. Her and Deanna had put it on my hand, right? These two stickers. So the two stickers are on the end of the monitor. I still got them, right? But so I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. And but those are the two computers that I had in New York 10 years ago, and literally, so today is my 10th year anniversary that I have been in Buffalo, New York. On December 24th, very tough time. Really almost a bad time. I'm not really so happy about that. That I came home on Christmas Eve, but I guess I must have been a present to Buffalo. But I came home from New York. I was staying with the same guy who was my sister's boyfriend, even though he wasn't her boyfriend at that time anymore. She had moved on, and they had they had been broke up, And so I had left there, was in the Bronx, but that's the same place that I had stayed. First, I moved into a homeless shelter when I first moved to New York, and my sister said, "Get your butt out of here. You crazy?" And she was right. It was horrible. And then I moved into with them. So I came there, and I was 2 weeks, and I got a job. It was probably like my first full-time job I ever had, and I was 24 years old. No, it wasn't the first full time. I stayed in Kingston, New York before. I stayed in Kingston, New York 2 years before I moved to New York. So I moved there from here. I was on welfare here in Buffalo. Couldn't get a job. I was already doing art. So, I had one apprenticeship through a sponsorship program where they pay half of so they put me with an artist. So I was able to study and get some knowledge and information, and do some training. He had a business, and it also gave me a very entrepreneurial spirit. But it was always a back road. I didn't do well in high school when I was a little kid. And my father wasn't very happy about it, and so I was kind of on the outs ever since then. And so it was always a back door, or it just seemed like, oh, he's just not gonna make it. He's gonna be a bum and an artist. And so I'm very happy that I always wanted to be an artist, and actually even animator, because I used to study animation from the library. And it's really sad that our libraries are really like the last government. I like to call them a regime, because the Bushes, the oil mongers, who started the war and left all this big mess for President Obama to clean up. And which he's doing a stupendous job. He has done everything he has said. And see, that's work. That's how somebody puts in work. But anyhow, so I was studying at the library, even getting the books and learning how to animation books and stuff like that. And so definitely I wanted to be an animator, even though I didn't understand it, and then the process was longer and stuff like that, and it's all computer graphics. So these are all tools. I just want to make that mention. And that's how I look at them, as tools. Um, just like this. It's a tool. Tool. So anyhow, it's a tool. So anyhow, so 10 years it's been. And as an artist, and I have been making it as an artist. I stopped working for somebody else. I was actually working for Apple, was my last job. And I was doing sales for Apple. And that was about 4 or 5 years ago, I think. 5 years at least. At least 5. 2006. It was 6 years ago. I think it was 2005, 2006. I don't know. So it was but I came back to Buffalo at this time, and so this time 10 years ago, and so it's a real it's a bittersweet victory, very bittersweet, you know. I've always wanted to be an artist, and I'm doing way better as an artist than I thought I would do, even in Buffalo. But I don't even, to a degree, but I don't even know, if that's, what I considered. I just wanted to make it as an artist and do certain projects, CD covers, album covers at the time. They don't have really album covers anymore. And so I've done stuff like that. I've done work all around the world. And my last project has been, paid work, commission work. And my last project, I do some work in China. So I remember being like in this kind of situation for some reason. It almost feels like just this room. But being and wishing I was doing work in New York, getting an artist market book and doing some work in New York. And so if I open an artist market book now, it's like when they mention the streets, I know what streets they are, so it's just amazing how things change and grow. And I'm going to be 50 years old next year, June. And so it's a landmark. I'm actually thinking about taking some time off from work. And I don't know if that's really possible for me because it might be working vacation or something like that. Not, when people say vacation, they immediately think that you're going on a trip. Like people I know, they go like different, they go in different countries and stuff. I don't really have that kind of bug. And I don't believe in traveling unless it's really for business. I don't really see, I'm just not going to go to somewhere else just to be there and take a picture of myself and say I was there. I don't really see anything valuable about that. I know what it's like to live somewhere else. And if I go somewhere, if I travel, I will go there to live. And I'll be gone maybe 3 years or 4 years or something because you don't really get to know a place until you've been there at least 2 years or so. So that's what. So I've never been bit by the travel bug. I know people ask me to come, and I feel sorry because I've never been like that. When I got to New York, it was like I went there, because it was just the right thing. I had to do it for my career and stuff. So, but I had always planned on coming back to Buffalo. And it's kind of sad because when I came back, people thought that it was like out of necessity. My decision to come back, I was sitting at Philip Morris on Park Avenue in my office. I had 2 offices, and one was about this size, maybe, one of them was this size. And the name tag on the door and stuff like that. And that is when I decided that I was going a year before I even left there. And then it was a year later. But that's when I decided that I was going to come back to Buffalo. So I didn't come back the way I expected it, but I expected to come back in a way that I couldn't expect it to be any different now. So without rambling anymore. So I got some other great news that I will be sharing with you as well. I wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and be easy on people. Just laughter and Merry Christmas. See, when you say we need to focus on the merry part of Christmas, merriment. Merriment is supposed to change your a merry heart is supposed to make you feel good in your heart. Have a merry heart, you know. And so, Merry Christmas. Get some laughter and forgive people because that's what Christ came back for, is to save, not to condemn people. That's why he came back, and that's our job as spreading good news, not telling how fat, pathetic, and all of this other stuff that is not Christian like, and how God is going to get them and send them to hell. Don't do that to folks. Have some mercy on them, and then you can have some mercy on yourself. You can get some mercy. Okay? God bless you all. Ho, ho, ho. God bless y'all.